Imagine the proverbial bull in a china shop. Now, if you have had a narcissist in your life, it doesn't take much imagining to realize the devastation, does it? Because that's effectively what happens. Once a narcissist comes into your life, the love bombing is over, and now you are stuck. You're caught in the narcissist web of deceit. Everything changes. Number one is this. What happens when you let a narcissist come into your life? What are some of the problems he or she causes? Well, number one is they create a toxic atmosphere. It doesn't matter where it is. No, we're not talking about what they're doing to you personally. We'll get to that in a moment. But just the atmosphere around you. So it could be a workplace, could be your family. Have you ever gone on a family outing and you have one narcissist who's part of the outing? And that one narcissist has to control everything. And if they have you in their sights, it can just really be a problem. Have you ever been in a church environment? Because I was a pastor 12 years, I've got some experience, with this. I'm pushing 70 years old, as you know. So I've got almost 7 decades of experience, life experience. I call it Life's Laboratory. And part of that, too much of it, was dealing with narcissists. But yeah, we had people, I don't know if they're full-blown narcissists, but we had people with a controlling personalities, narcissistic traits, and they had to run everything. And what they couldn't run, they would ruin. We call that control or destroy. It's one or the other, and they couldn't control it because other people wouldn't let them. So they set out to destroy. And so the whole atmosphere in the church, I don't even know why they came to church. Why did they bother? They just come to cause trouble. That kind of defeats the purpose of even having church, right? But they do this, family, in families, in church, school. You probably had some narcissist in the school that you went to. I don't know how much devastation they could cause. Kind of depends on your school, but yeah, they can cause you a lot of trouble. Just the environment, not just you personally, but just the environment. And they have people fighting each other, workplace. If you had a person with narcissistic tendencies in the place where you work, yeah, probably so at some time in your life. And, if you're older, you probably had several of those such experiences, and they just keep everything in an uproar all the time. That's just how they are. I recall a few years ago, I took my wife to the doctor. She had some kind of a foot problem, and I took her to the, had an ankle problem. So took her into the doctor to get her fitted for a cast, and there was one of the staff members, like a middle-aged woman. I hate to use the word Karen because I think it's a pejorative that really shouldn't be used, but yeah, it would probably fit here. She's just a jerk. I mean, you could tell that she had all the other staff members upset. She was obnoxious, she was forceful, she was mean. She was just had a nasty personality, and I couldn't understand, why do they keep people like that on staff? Why don't they just send her packing? I didn't understand it. But what I could see, just standing back watching, is this is a person who is controlling, which is the core trait of a narcissist. Just made everybody's life upset. And it wasn't just one time. Every time we went in, it was the same woman causing everybody problems, creating that toxic atmosphere. So that is one of the problems you're going to face with a narcissist, and these people are everywhere. What they say, like 0.5% to 1% of the population are full-blown narcissists, but, I think everybody has a little trace of narcissism in them, so kind of depends on where they are on the spectrum, how much damage they do. Well, number two is this. They not only create a toxic atmosphere, but they create what I would call chaos in your life, for lack of a better term. Well, I don't think you need a better term. That probably is the best term. They just create chaos in your life personally. Well, we don't need to go into this extensively, but you know how it is that when you have a narcissist in your life, they are gaslighting you. They're going on a smear campaign, trash talking you behind your back. They want to control you. They want to control the environment. They want to control your social circles. They want to isolate you and then to insulate you from all of your friends, your social network, your social circle. And by the way, that if you hear some background noise, it sounds like static. I've got my window air conditioner on because it's like 90 some degrees outside, and I don't want it to be 90 some degrees inside while I'm trying to record, so apologies for that. But yeah, they create chaos in your life. And it seems like there is no place where you can go to get away from it because their tentacles are long. You know the story. They recruit rather these flying monkeys. They recruit people who are convinced that you're the bad guy and the narcissist is the good guy, and you encounter these people, you thought they were your friends, and all of a sudden they've turned against you. So your life is now topsy-turvy. It's upside down. Total, absolute, positive chaos. Best thing to do, you've heard me say this a million times, is get away from them. Well, number 3, another problem you may have with a narcissist, and this is a problem that I've encountered a couple times, is narcissists tend to have a history. I say tend to have. I've never met one who didn't. The reason is because I'm convinced that narcissism, full-blown narcissism, is neurological. I think they're born with it, that they're hardwired to be narcissists. Well, what that means is last year they were narcissists, and 10 years ago they were narcissists, and 20 years ago they were narcissists, if, depending on how old they are. So they've always been narcissists, and because of that, they have a history of, being narcissists, of causing people trouble. They have a history of causing a toxic atmosphere. They have a history of creating chaos in people's lives, and now they're love bombing you, and you don't know this person is a narcissist, but then you find out the hard way, and then you start looking into this person's past, hopefully. Now, what you find is they have a criminal history, maybe. Maybe they have a family history that you didn't know about. Maybe they had maybe they were married previously, and if you're in a love relationship and you didn't know about that, because narcissists, they wear a mask all the time. They're just totally fake. They put on a persona that is not them. It is not the real them. They do that to deceive people. That's what they're all about, is control and deception. So a narcissist, you will find out, has a past because they're narcissists. They have a past of being narcissists. They have a long past of controlling people. They have a long past of creating enemies. They have a long past, many of them, of financial irresponsibility. And now they bring that into your relationship. That is a serious problem once you get entangled with these people. And that is why I say so often that the best thing to do is get away from these people. Number 4 is, I think anyone who's dealt with a narcissist and finally escaped after the final discard will understand this, but number 4 is what I call self-guilt. Typically what a person will do is once they're over the narcissistic abuse is they will say something to the effect, I will never trust anyone again. Have you ever told yourself that? I trusted this person. Maybe this was a dear friend. Maybe this was a person that you really loved. You thought you did anyhow. Because you didn't love the person. You loved the fake persona that you thought was the real person. You loved the not the actor, but you loved the character. But now you find out the character's not real. And you say, man, I'm not going to fall for that again. I can't believe I was that stupid. So you have this guilt feeling, and it's a serious problem because you feel dumb. How could I be so stupid as to fall for that? Well, I've got news for you. I guess it's kind of good news, maybe not, but you're not the only one. I mean, there are thousands and thousands, probably millions of people who've been duped by narcissists because that's what they're good at. Again, I think these people are born this way. I mean, they just have a knack for it, and the older they get, the better they get at it. Deceiving people, pulling people into their web, love bombing people. So, yeah, it's hard not to feel guilty about it, to decide, I'm not going to trust anybody ever again, but there's a positive side to that, is the reason narcissists pull us in through love bombing is because we weren't paying attention. So now that we've been burned, okay, now I'm going to pay a little bit more attention. But we can go too far with that, where we just cut off everybody. we just become isolated ourselves, which is what the narcissist wants, what he wants or she wants us, the situation he or she wants us to be in. See those two rectangles on the screen? Let's keep talking if you want. Just click one of those two rectangles. Conversation will go on. If not, hey, thanks for stopping by, and we will see y'all next time.